Okay, we're here at the Ottawa Invaders 2012 preseason workouts, and I'm here with wide receiver at slotback Brandon Weeks, number 6. Brandon's a former Ottawa GG. He's GG's receiver. He was out of football for 5 years before joining the Invaders in the 2010 season. He was the Northern Football Conference Rookie of the Year that year. And Brandon's got an interesting story. This season he will be starting the year in Oslo, Norway, playing for the Oslo Vikings. And Brandon, why don't you start by telling us just how that all came about and how you're ending up in Europe this year?
I started a profile on this website, europlayers.com, and I started contacting a few teams, and everyone was requesting reference letters and whatnot. And this was after the first season with the Invaders, so I approached Coach Ken, our president James, and Coach Jacobs for reference letters on myself. And then it just so happened that when I contacted Oslo, Coach Wayne had played for them back in the day, I guess, and he had spoke to them when they reached out to him, and I believe they reached out to Coach Ken to confirm that. And then I spoke to Coach Govero, who was the special teams coach at Ottawa U, and I played, and he was the previous head coach to their new head coach, Marcus Anderson, and they all got great reviews on that, and we went on from there.
Now, Marcus Anderson, the coach that you're going to have in Oslo, has NFL experience. I believe he was a safety with Green Bay and Denver and Oakland, so it's pretty exciting. People don't know much about the football scene in Europe, but you're going to get to be playing for a player with NFL experience, so that must be a pretty exciting learning opportunity for you.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I knew who he was before I even found out he was there, because I remember that huge play he had when he was playing on the Raiders when he hit Lorenzo Neal when they were, I guess, on their 2-yard line, their own 2-yard line. And I remember him from his Packers days, from a couple of pick sixes that he had from when I used to play DB, watching him.
Now, going over to Europe, you're the first Invaders player to land a contract over there, and a lot of people look at playing for the Invaders as a chance to, maybe get a step to the next level, be it CFL or going to Europe. So this must be a pretty exciting venture. And when you started your comeback to play for the team, did you have any idea that something like this might be in your future?
I didn't at all. I just started playing again because I loved the game. I was just playing some touch and stuff, and I was like, I really want to play again. Should I go back to school? And then the Invaders started up, and I was like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, I'm ready to play. I want to. And I guess you can't give up. You got to keep trying.
And coming into Europe this year, you're going to a different country. I guess everybody, from what you've heard, has a pretty good handle on the English language. But culturally, what are you expecting from the experience in Oslo?
I'm probably going to go to a lot of Viking museums just to learn the history, to see what it was like. And then I taught in Asia, so I'm not too worried about the culture shock, if there is a relatively big one at all.
And looking back at last season, I mean, you and Kyle Kavanaugh, particularly the two inside receivers, you guys had a huge year. What was the big turning point, and what was the highlight for your season last year with the Invaders?
Last year's highlight,
I seem to think of a long bomb you caught that set up the winning touchdown against the Titans in the playoffs. Was
that wasn't my highlight. It was making that block that sprung Cavi for the touchdown. Because as I made the block, I could see him coming around, and I was just like, he has it. There's no way he can't get it. He has it. That was the best.
That had to be an advantage for you too, as a receiver, being playing at 6'4", about 260 last year. You're going to come into this season in Europe at about 6'4", 240. Do you think that maybe some of the teams over there hasn't seen a receiver with your size and skill set?
Not yet. I don't think so. They probably had a few guys, but not in my weight at all, I don't think.
And part of the equation over there is you're going to have to play some defense too. How are you preparing for that?
I was a DB before I became a receiver, so I'm not too worried about it.
You're okay with it?
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
A 6'4", 240 DB?
Yeah. Hopefully I get to play some safety, and I just get to hit guys.
Okay, well, Brandon, best of luck this year, and thanks very much.
Thank you very much.